Alright guys, time for another video, and for the last couple of nights I've been promising, and I have noticed that the volume isn't great on this, so I will be buying microphones very shortly. Tonight, unfortunately, or not fortunately, depends how you're looking at it, I didn't have a clue what I was going to do, so I did have to have a visit around to the shop tonight. And 2 seconds. Oh, here we go. This is what I bought. I bought some bagels, and I have been promising to make bruschetta. Now tonight I am going to make that bruschetta, but I'm also going to put a couple of boiled eggs on for a video that I'm going to upload later on. And that video being how much my dogs love boiled eggs. So first things first, we are going to put the boiled eggs on because they only take 10 minutes. And I'm hoping that the bruschetta is only going to take 10 minutes to cut up as well. But I know it's probably going to take closer to 15. Right, if you haven't seen one of these before, it'll let you know when your egg is hard. And that's what you need for the dogs. Now, 2 boiled eggs, 2 raw eggs. I'm just going to fill this pot up with water. There we go, that's enough water. Yeah. Now just 2 boiled eggs, or 2 raw eggs onto the boil. The little thing that's in the middle will tell me when that eggs are ready. In the meantime, I'm going to show you how to make a bruschetta. Right. Now, three vine tomatoes that I bought the other night, 2-3 nights ago, are going to need a tub. Sorry, but are going to need a tub to put everything into when it's ready. But here we go. Now, like I said the other night, a bread knife. A bread knife is probably the best for cutting a tomato up. Now, I did mention this before and I'm going to mention it again. Vine tomatoes are really what you need. Oh no. See now, I'm going to start trimming these because I'm feeling these tomatoes and they don't feel great at all. But that doesn't matter because I can just make the amount of bruschetta that I need for the amount of tomatoes that I've got. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to throw a wee bit of tomato. But tomato, like onion, is something that's should be in your house, and it is quite cheap to buy. Yeah, no, I'm not getting much tomato out of this one tonight. I should have definitely bought more. Yeah. We'll still get a good bit of bruschetta out of that. There's that soft bit. There it is. Come on, come on. As you can see, all I'm doing at the moment is just slicing the tomato up. I need to dice it up and cut it up as small as possible. And when it comes to the onion, it's going to be exactly the same. I need to dice it up and cut it as small as possible. But if you'd watched an earlier video, you'll know what I have to do with this tomato. I've got to cut it up as small as possible. The smaller the better. onion is the same. Now I have tried, the reason I say that vine tomatoes is better is because I have on occasion been a bit skint and made it with cheaper ingredients. Now, although cheaper ingredients does still have the same ultimate effect as in the sense of making a bruschetta, it is not as good. The tomato is way better tasting, but then I'm just thinking about it just now. I suppose you could enhance the taste of it with the likes of a bit of a tomato puree or something like that. How that would turn out, I don't know. Me personally, this is probably this is probably the softest I've ever made this tomatoes with, to be honest. And I'm not happy about it, I'm really not. I would much prefer to use much fresher ingredients. But unfortunately, or fortunately, this is what I have to work with tonight. And I say fortunately because the whole point of me doing these videos is to show you a cheap way to make food. I just beg, oh wait a minute, that's a bit too soft. I've probably said this before, sorry for that. And I'm going to say this again, please be careful. I've been doing this for a lot of years, which is why I feel comfortable cooking when I'm drunk or drinking. But I will reiterate, it is extremely dangerous. And if you're ever doing anything like having your cooker on or deep fryer on, please come through and check a few times before you go to bed that everything is switched off. Safety is paramount. I think earlier on I did start telling you a wee bit about a story, or if I didn't, I meant to. But right, well, that's pretty much all the tomato chopped. So the next thing I need to do with the tomato chopped is drain it. And if you'd watched an earlier video, you'll know exactly what I mean by draining it. Take a sieve and you need to get all this juices from the tomato off. Just every single piece of tomato just fell straight into the sieve there. That's how much moisture there is. I do eventually, as I've said, want to set up my cameras, and I will get there, but for just now, to save dishes, all I'm doing is using the same knife to just simply spread the tomato around the sieve and make sure I get as much moisture out as I can. Right, here we go. Pop that tomato into there. I need a fork. I do need a fork for mixing all this up. No, give me a second. No, this is the amount of tomato I have in this little tub. The little tub's about 1.5 inches and maybe 5 inches across, and there's maybe You know, you can see there's a fair bit in there, but me personally, I reckon a half a tomato, sorry, a half a red onion is what I need. I could have just turned my, oh, you bugger. Clean that. Sorry guys, I am still here, I promise. I haven't disappeared. I'm still here. I'm just getting ready for the next bit, which is I had to buy red onion earlier on, and unfortunately I can only get 3 quite larger ones, so I'm going to take the smaller one out of it. I reckon I only need maybe 3/4 of this onion. And it's another one of those, you're going to have to excuse me for a few seconds while I peel it. But I will let you see me chopping it up. Sorry guys. No. Oh, me. This is not going to be the easiest red onion to peel, so I'm going to have to take extra layers of it just to make sure I get enough off from it. Not me taking an extra layer off, it just means that I could possibly use the whole onion instead of just 3/4. There we go. Always take off the first 2 layers of your red onion. That's all you need to take off, is the first 2 layers. But unfortunately, because of the way this worked out, I took off 3 layers. Right, and I am going to need a fair bit of this. No, definitely not. I need a few more cuts. Like I said, this has to be cut very, very thin or very small. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Well, not perfect. Could be done with being a bit smaller. Really could. But I'm busy and I do have a wee bit of a cheat, chopping it up a wee bit more after I've cut it. The smaller you can cut your red onion, the much better it will taste through your bruschetta. No. Me personally, I don't know if that's enough. You can't see it, I can see it from the camera, you can't see it, and as I showed you before, you just use the back of your knife to separate the pieces. It should separate by sitting on top of each other. And I also said I was going to cut more of these pieces tonight because I don't think a lot small enough. Well, normally I would use a meat cleaver and chop, but I'm just trying to save dishes because I'm a lazy bastard. And this does the same job, it still cuts the food. And thankfully, because of the way I've done it, I can clearly see that I've done far too much onion tonight. but that doesn't mean I have to waste it. Right now, all I'm going to do, I've got a few tubs in my kitchen. I'm going to take what I need, which is roughly about maybe half, yeah, just over half. Pop that into the mixture, and I'm going to pop the other half into a tub, because I'm probably going to use it for something else. And if I don't, well, it's only a red onion, it's not a huge waste. Yeah, yes, my worktops are clean. And it would make sense to use the rest of these onions, which is why I'm cutting it up. Although that knife is not working too well. I'm dropping a few pieces of onion. I would have never thought of doing this. If you can see what I'm doing, I would have never thought of doing it if I hadn't watched videos on how to make some food. But this is just extra ways, as far as I'm concerned, of conserving some food or getting more out of your food. I mean, that was what I was going to get from what I had. I've doubled it with just that little knot that I had. And it's okay, it's not going to be as much with this bit, but it's still going to be an extra bit. And in these day and ages, you can't afford to waste anything. You really can't. And I know I did say that onion is cheap as hell. But that doesn't mean you don't have to save it for something that you can't make or use it for the next day. And look at that, that's almost a 3/4 of a red onion that I've managed to chop up and save for tomorrow. I'm just trying to think what I've taken up for my tea tomorrow night. Excuse me. Now look at that. That's almost a whole tub of red onion. And I do have a lid for it somewhere. It is in there somewhere, but even just popping it into the fridge like that, it's going to be fine. And yes, food waste bin, remember. Now, this little tub, it needs some olive oil. This is tomato and red onion so far. Olive oil. Oh, sorry, that's not olive oil. That's 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. This is extra virgin olive oil. I do recommend that you use extra virgin olive oil. It is a bit more expensive, unfortunately, but there is a big flavour difference. And it's the same again, it's around about 2 tablespoons, or a tablespoon and a half, I would say, for the amount that's in there. Obviously, the usual touch of salt and pepper. Now, normally, here we go, pepper. Normally, I would use fresh ingredients, but we're doing a quick video tonight, and I do have, I will let you see, I do have a cabinet that's full of well, peppers and spices, and parsley and oh shit, what is it I need tonight? No, parsley and oh, what the hell was it? Parsley and whatever it is, I don't seem to have it, so we're just gonna have to use the parsley. Parsley and basil. That's the two things that you need. Now, normally I would use fresh ingredients. I don't have fresh ingredients tonight. Normally I would buy a plant, leave it sitting in the window, which would give me fresh parsley or the drinking gives you a mental block. Parsley or basil. Normally I would have plants sitting in my kitchen window, but it's that few and far between me using them that they grow halfway up my bloody window before I use them. So tonight, I'm just going to use a wee bit of parsley, along with what I've already put in. Well, when I say a wee bit, I mean half a tablespoon. And I'm going to use my fork to stir it up. Oh, and even the look of it looks fucking amazing. Oh. This is just a homemade version of bruschetta. Right, now, I did say earlier on as well that I had 2 eggs on for my dogs. 2 boiled eggs on for my dogs. I just want to check and make sure that they're ready. Yes, they're ready. Now, I can put that off. And please look out for this video because I won't be putting it on right after this one. I will be putting it on right after this one, sorry. Alexa, 10-minute timer.
10 minutes, starting now.
Right, now the 10-minute timer is so that lets the boiled eggs cool down so that my dogs can have them. Because once they're cooled down, my dogs will love a boiled egg. But 2 seconds, put this away. And I will say, it makes a bit of a difference having garlic bread and things like that to put your bruschetta on. Pardon me. I much prefer having the garlic. But tonight, what we have is we have sesame seed buns, right? Sorry, sesame seed bagels. And I'm going to put them in the toaster for the minute that I've got it set for. So that's a half cooked, you could say. And then I'm going to put it under the grill with something else. And the reason I'm only doing one is because I want to leave some bruschetta for tomorrow and I know it will last that long. Right. Sorry. I do have to quickly wash my bread now. Clean this all. Obviously been using it for certain things earlier on and forgot to take a clean one out. Right now. Please, whenever using a knife, especially when you've been drinking, please be careful. Now, I've got this coming down the centre, and that's how I want to cut it. I want to cut it down the centre. I'm being very gentle. I'm not gripping tight. I'm just taking my time. I don't want to hurt myself, and I certainly don't want to cut the bagel the wrong way. cutting myself, well, if I'm being honest, it wouldn't be the first time. You're not a filleter until you quit the fill. And this didn't turn out bloody great. That's for sure. Look at that. I kind of fucked that up a wee bit, but hopefully it won't matter when I toast it. Well, it has mattered because one of the bits is broken off. Ah well, shit happens. Just have to turn that upside down. Oh no. Plug in the toaster first. After it. There we go. The first time I tried a New York bagel, I could have spat it out and thought, God, that tastes like fucking cardboard. But no, especially when I toasted, a New York bagel is one of the tastiest things you can ever have. No, New York bagel with just a tiny bit of bruschetta. Oh, if you didn't see that, there's something wrong with you. There's one thing missing. A touch of garlic. Oh wow. No, the bagels were ready there, but I'm going to put them down for another minute. And then while I'm waiting for that, oh shit, I do apologise people, I really thought I had cheese slices and that was going to be the topping before the bruschetta. So it's going to be a wee bit fucked up tonight. But on the bright side, once I have these, you are going to see a video of my dogs eating a boiled egg. In the meantime, put the cooker off because we don't need it. Yeah. Here we go, some toasted bagel with some bruschetta. Was meant to have cheese on it, unfortunately. Oh, sorry, a cheese slice. A cheap way of an extra tasty food, but unfortunately, it's just going to be a bagel tonight. With no margarine, no butter, no cheese, a bagel with just bruschetta, and I've already tasted it without being toasted and it is lovely. Now, this is what I have left and that's going in the fridge with a lid on it because that will keep the square. Right guys, I'm going to wait and enjoy my food. I will upload this video in a minute and very shortly I will upload a video of my two dogs enjoying a boiled egg. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's video and please like and subscribe. Thank you and remember, stay safe.